Shit, fuck, wait, hold up, fuck. I forgot. Okay. Huggy Wuggy. Alright. Hello, Legends and others. My name is EduTheVODS and welcome to another stream. How you doing, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. How are you doing? And yes, Huggy Wuggy. Well, maybe not Huggy Wuggy, but the puppy playtime made me cry. Not really, but it made me suffer. I mean, yesterday did have the not time. Let's just say the enough energy to still keep talking about about the puppy playtime general talks. And so I'm gonna get more into that in this stream today. But yeah, how you doing, chat? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, chat, today I'm gonna keep speedrunning Secret of the Mimic. There's a little extra before I get to stream other stuff. I don't really feel to do like Warcraft Quest or play other game right now, just speedrun. Mainly the speedrun's just a excuse to yap. But yeah, chat, how you doing? How are you doing? Yep, I mean, I do have a lot to say about Cartel of Banban, but... Cartel of Banban? Fuck, why get confused Cartel of Banban with Poppy constantly? They're two different things. Huggy Wuggy! Was he giving guy sobo sauce? Sushi wushi? Oh, gatti pocate! Ooh! Oh yeah, chat. Not really truly feeling there because of Huggy Wuggy adventures. Again, I'll get more of that, but yeah. I do it, chat. I really do it. I'm gonna get into speedrunning soon. I actually forgot to do one thing before getting into stream. But after that, we are ready to go. Here. Just there's one thing I need to do. Okay. Perfect. Alright, chat, so we're gonna get into speedrun now, not too much delaying. And we can finally yap about why I have played Okay, yeah. Alright, so where's the game? Yeah, I have the game. I haven't even opened the game. Okay, do I have any secret mimic here to make it quicker to boot up? Yes. Oh wait, actually, what? Wait, what? Ah, because I hit the wrong button. Oops. Oops. Alright. Oops. Whoop. Whoop! Alright, chat. So yeah, when I speedrun, when I yap a little bit about stuff including... oh shit, wait. Forgot to fix that. I had the book stop really in the background. Wait, I need to change the... I need to change some stuff I forgot to do about the FPS counter. I have more than it needs to be shown. I mean, it's not well. You won't need to see the FPS otherwise. So actually, yeah, I just need to have the FPS being shown. Alright, that should be done. That should be fixed. So let's put up Secret of the Mimic. And everything should be fine now. Yep, only the FPS counter. Perfect, perfect. Just what I needed. Yeah, chat. As you may know, I played recently a Garden of Banban. Definitely only Garden of Banban because big gaming. No, but I played all what is available for Poppy playtime, and I'm pretty sure all what is currently available, as mentioned before, because I generally thought that the game is gonna end in chapter 5, but nope. I have a lot of talks. Especially with the last 2 chapters, because you know, I'm about to speedrun a FNaF game. And I know a lot of people will come out here to say that, but it's because you're a FNaF fan, and because of it you have to dislike Poppy playtime. First of all, I don't really dislike Poppy playtime. Second of all, I want to drink water before I get into it. Fifth of all, I need to restart this. But you can see I have the 75 FPS for my refresh monitor. I need to keep it at I need to keep it at 60. Rules of the category. Uh, 60. There you go.
Arnold, hey buddy, this is
Arnold.
Well, since you asked, I just finished a 36-hour shift and
the 6-7 hour shift. Aha! Alright, chat, so yeah, Poopy playtime. I gotta say before, not everything has to be related because someone likes something else. Like, yeah, I like FNaF, though I do acknowledge about the problems about FNaF. I mean, I think the story of FNaF, generally speaking, it's not that good. If not even bad, I don't know how I did that. But, but besides that, that's not the point. The point is that, like, I'm like to be as someone who played all the chapters available in just very recently. This is going to speak. This opinion comes from someone who also played these chapters. I played the 4 chapters pretty much next to each other, and I have to wait just 1 week to play chapter 5. So, I wasn't like, oh, I'm disappointed because of what I've been waiting. It's nothing. No, it just comes from someone who already played a lot of Poopy playtime. But yeah, I mentioned this previously a lot, but I'm not someone who has tried a lot of basketball horror games besides FNaF, because that's a thing that's been with me in the beginning since I was 11 back in 2014. And yeah, generally speaking, I'm not really like someone who has a big interest over this genre, if you can even call it genre, maybe it's a genre, but you know, someone like me definitely doesn't have an attachment toward this genre of video games. So my judge as to all, it's just like, hey, Okay, I'm interested in trying this for once, and that has been requested before to play it, so hey, why not? Let's play some poopy playtime. You know, I was thinking trying Bendy or Poppy. My girlfriend convinced me to do Poppy instead, so that's what I ended up doing. And yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to put into completely my feelings towards the game because hey, I know there's a lot of people who love it, and hey, I'll admit I am a FNaF fan, and I have nostalgia towards the franchise. There's some attachment because of me growing up with it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are getting this feeling with puppy playtime. So hey, I do understand that feeling, but unfortunately, I did not get into poopy playtime. I don't like. Maybe it's because I grown. I don't know if it's because I grown up now. I mean, I'm not exactly old, 32, but also I'm like sometimes I just look at the game and I'm like, maybe the problem is not that I grown up. I just don't think it's really that good. Which hey, by the way, if you like well, why am I getting confused with Cartel Batman? If you like Puppy Playtime, hey, don't let my negative feelings toward the franchise ruin it. This is just my opinion. This is my feelings. You may agree or disagree with it. Maybe you don't like how badly I'm talking about the game. You know what? That's fine. That's fair. I just don't want people to think that or people go with the idea that ooh, you're having the either the negative opinion or the popular opinion. Because I do know about the Markiplier's reaction. I know watching it. I have to admit, it is kind of funny to see him go, "You need to press E!" Not only because of the meme E, but also like he's screaming aggressively to the Foxy character. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. I'm not doing that on purpose. I genuinely forgot his name. Like, you did nothing! I also did that video to my girlfriend before the stream. And yeah, I just don't. I just didn't like Poppy Playtime in general. Speaking, like, it's not like was everything bad. Not like the entire game was well, entirely. The all chapters were bad. I mean, the first chapter, to be fair, I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. I did not understand why people got too excited with it when it released. But hey, it's it's a nice introduction, you know. There's this thing that happened on in a factory that you used to work. You may there's this monster that for some reason is trying to kill you. You know, you get interest. So, hey, you know, hey, overall, it does a good job to. Yeah, oh fuck, yeah, that's right. As always, my mind disconnects when doing this part. It needs to be done every once in a while. But yeah, chat. I don't. For me, my. So yeah, I think the first chapter was. I mean, it's pretty much an introduction. You could even say it's a prologue, which is fine. It does leave a interesting mechanic, which is the hands. Which honestly, I think that's pretty cool. I thought that they will be expanding more on it, and they kinda did, but also not. We'll see. You'll see what I mean later. But yeah, I don't think it's like wow, this is so promising and everything. Like I didn't see nothing in that chapter. Like the first chapter, like it's good. It's a decent one. It's again, it's just more of a prologue. I think that's the true chapter. The game actually begins is in the second game, where it actually feels more like a complete chapter. But overall, I hear people say, "Oh my god, the scariest game." I don't remember seeing this years ago. Like, "Oh my god, this is the scariest game I ever played." Like, eh, really? Yeah, I'll admit, I'm not someone who gets. I said it before, but I'm not someone who really gets scared of this stuff. Or I see monster creature and be spooked out. Not really. I don't really get spooked out or feeling I'm gonna shit on my pants by playing with this kind of designs. I'm saying that I don't like puppies or what, I don't like Huggy's design. I just have to find it scary because again, I'm not really someone who gets scared that easily. I am somewhat desensitized by this kind of stuff. And you know, it's fine. It's fine. Like when I play these games, I'm not really looking towards the horror because I think they know it. They even know that they are not even trying to be scary. But they add horror elements to just make it more spooky or more interesting. Which I won't be the one saying that it is good or bad. Because again, I don't think I am someone who is or should be talking about this stuff when again me finding scary things in this type of games are difficult. So I won't really talk too much of the horror part. There'll be mentions about it, especially with a later chapter. But definitely, I don't really find it scary. Yeah, I hear people say that scariest game I played in years with the first chapter released. I don't think so again, but it's fine. It's fine. What people find scary will depend on who you're speaking to or towards to. I remember how to do this. And Jackie knows. But yeah, chat. But overall, like, not too much, I get not too much to say about chapter one. I guess it does a decent job to establish something to get interest to. I mean, it's very short, so if you end up enjoying chapter, or you end up being intrigued enough about chapter one, then you're definitely gonna hop to chapter two. Which speaking of, chapter two, I think it was okay. Definitely not bad, but it felt like they didn't really did too much to expand. Like, yeah, there's the whole game station where children play Simon Says, the Bonga Hockey, and the other one, the Pugar Pillar, red light, green light thing. What I struggled to complete. I feel like there's a gameplay. Well, I mean, there's a gameplay. I think it was. I mean, they did what they could do, expand the mechanics of chapter one, which they're doing a good job actually. I like the that we got a new hand to work in the game. I also like how they I also like how they wanted to make physics a little more part of the game, like having to move boxes to reach to another place, or the balancing spots where you can actually control the movement. I think in terms of gameplay terms, like what is the base or the core of the gameplay, which evolves around your head, those hands. I think chapter two is the one who does the best. which is a shame because things like the physics objects start to be less present in later chapters, and balancing in the thing is pretty much gone next chapter. It does make me sad because I think they were very good. I think they could lead to a lot of interesting mechanics, but I don't know if it's because they didn't know how to work with these type of mechanics, or they'll just find more trouble working on this stuff because of physics errors they had to fix. But no, I like that. I like that. I got sad when all more this kind of stuff got removed the more you played. It's a shame. I didn't really find chapter 2 gameplay core not the best one, but or maybe it is the best one. But like I mean, in a way that yeah, it's the best in terms of oh yeah, you have this new stuff that you expanded for the hands, and it could be interesting to play the future chapters with more of these mechanics in mind. But they end up not doing that, which it satisfies. Well, not really satisfies me that much, but I wish it was I just wish it was expanding to the physics and the player's movement. Because it kinda reminds me of... Did I press 4? Nope. Okay. But fuck, I brought the emergency. I'm gonna consider restarting. I ain't considering inviting you. No, but I was saying before, fuck, what I was saying? Yeah, something about the core gameplay, the hands and the balancing like a monkey. Yeah, I would say something like, yeah, I wish they went more to that part instead of what they're doing. Not that it was necessarily bad, but I just kind of feel that this is not what they exactly wanted to do, but they had to have more scripted stuff because they couldn't make it work, especially the rate they start to release. Or they are leading to release chapters. Which honestly I think that's going to eventually bite them, but we'll get there later. Yeah, there was also chapter 2, like they started to present a lot more lore into tapes and notes. Which it's hard to. So here's the thing. And this is gonna be an important topic later. Well, more important later. I feel like chapter 2 they had a lot. Well, not that much, but it feels like a lot was only present on this type of format, which... Not that it's necessarily bad, but I just... If you can balance or you can present the story while you play the game, then important details of the lore being present while you play the game, or you can just easily see them, then it makes me wonder what's the... It does make you think, or at least to me, in my opinion, how important it is for them to have this lore written. Oh well, how important it is for them to this lore to be seen. Because there's essential information that can just be hidden. Or so well hidden or so easy to miss. How am I doing that? Fuck. Well, it's fine. No, this is over. This is not the quick speech. I don't even know what I was exactly saying. Yeah, for those who don't know, in that part it was supposed like Mr. Helpful should be not saying along lines, should be it should be weaker. Pretty much it gets glitchy, you could say. You could say it gets glitchy, so I need the dialogue to get glitchy so it moves to, it ends quicker, basically. I need him to also for the volume. I know it's late, I know it's late. But yeah, I needed Mr. Helpful to say like, you got a winner, you have to try to boom, dies. Or we have a winner, it says online and then it ends a lot more quicker, but that wasn't. So I needed to restart.
Good job. Well done.
Because the longer duration, because the long duration one will make it so I won't be able to. It pretty much,
Get in there.
I'll pretty much fail doing Horrible Blitz.
Over and out.
It is way more faster if I just run and got a winner. No, it is so much better if the dialogue ends as fast as possible. But yeah, Lord Thingy. Like I was saying before, you have all these tapes and notes, and you have to. And you write all this lore, no? But how much you want people to experience this lore? And like how much information you want to be retained by only exploration? Because not really that much of a big problem in game like Secret of the Mimic. But I feel like these things shouldn't be just hidden. Like this is something I learned before I went to sleep. But and this kind of information that it's a tape, well, audio log because cassette in chapter 5. That it was so important that I honestly makes me wonder why you had to. What was the need to hide this thing? Which basically covers like Alien Ludwig, the one who made the playtime go. Is involved with experiments, which I thought he didn't. And you know how in chapter 3 and 4 we had this character named Ollie, which ended up being the prototype pretending to be a child that once used to be Ollie? Well, that child is actually the prototype. And it will be so cool if they just tell you that, instead of being in an audio tape, that it's so easy to miss. You didn't sum it up, but I have my hands doing the brain explodes. Because what is stupid decision? What is stupid decision? I'm trying to take Secret Mimic as an example and think, okay, what messages, what things they left it hard to find in this game. And audio logs, I can think of a few, like the one where we have Edwin meeting Fiona. Is it a huge loss? Like if information that people miss is gonna be impactful for the lore? Not really. Maybe if you more, I guess it is. This hidden, kind of. I guess if you don't look, but before you head to the admin, well, to Edwin's office, there's a ladder lock behind Mr. Helpful. Oh no, a mail. Which I think William Nafton is mentioned on that one. Which, I don't know, I don't think you want to miss something like to build the big villain of FNaF. A message about the big villain of FNaF being hidden. I don't remember the lore where that's important, but I don't think it's something that you really want to miss, in my opinion. I guess we can also mention Security Breach, but also the game doesn't really have a story, so. I guess if you missed the log message of Dave sucks, then
Check. Testing.
it won't be a huge loss.
That was quick. So, let's talk about what you're there to find.
Obviously, this possibly murderous endoskeleton has encountered some unfortunate glitches, but that doesn't mean the idea isn't sound.
I wonder why this part always changes to Spanish subtitles.
It has a lot of potential, and that's why we want you
I noticed during a practice while my girlfriend was watching me practice, and I was like, wait, hold on, the subtitle was in Spanish for a moment, and she said yes.
If that's not incentive enough to find a schematic,
But I don't know why this happens. Did that happen before? Bro, I'm sure it never happened before. I don't know. I cannot tell. I cannot see.
I can just
But yeah,
you need to reach Murray's executive. That's where the schematic
but yeah, I thought my girlfriend was watching my stream
permission yet, so you can't get anywhere near it.
because she sent a message just
To upgrade your data diver, take any.
when I restarted. Probably she is, but
In fact, there's a station up in the warehouse manager's office.
don't say anything.
You should head there next.
But yeah,
Before you go, take a hand.
back to poopy. To poopy shit time.
Like you can get one of those
Sorry, I like the name.
tube system.
I'm not doing this to make fun of the game. I just like.
Should be active.
I like Genshin Impact, but also I find funny the Genshin Impact. This is not a thing I'm saying it out of malice. Or for hate reasons. But yeah, like not leaving important pieces of lore harder to find. Doesn't really make a story that good. Doesn't really tell that much of a good story, or doesn't really gives you. Like, it feels more like this doesn't really are trying, or writers, I honestly, depending who you ask. But also feel like, generally speaking, I feel like the game wants you to learn the story, or get you into the story, because pulling out important information like that, to be something hidden, I don't like it. I think this is not a good thing. And actually, you know how pretty much in the end of the chapter 5, I found a paper that pretty much says that yes, Poppy, the girl Poppy, it is the daughter of Elliot Ludwig, Poppy Ludwig, and I was like, okay, I guess that was obvious. Well, there's people who also missed it because is only ahead of the so you have to go further from the computer, which this is your next objective, and people gonna be more focused on doing the objective than going around and search an important piece of lore like that. Which also apparently that's information that already people knew, but not because it was shown in the game, but because the Huggy Wuggy skin in Fortnite says it or something like that. Basically, Fortnite confirms it. Which, okay, sure, why not? Oh, I didn't run. But yeah, whatever. And to be fair, just something like that isn't as bad as with the disaster of FNaF are having with the books. And even if you miss that piece of lore, like, it's gonna be a new game, something that FNaF has done a bad job, assuming the books are canon. assuming. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what's the current opinion of the fan base about the books since this game released. There's some people saying that the books are canon, but not all of them. I'm like, okay, sure, let's complicate things more. But anyways, it's not about me complaining of FNaF lore. But yeah, I know we're still talking about chapter 2, but I just need to put up recent examples of people missing the lore because, not because like because people didn't try. I mean, at least I tried to search as much lore, search for a lot of lore as possible. But I am conscious I don't missing stuff, especially since chapter 5 tells you how many things you're left to collect. And yeah, because there was a lot to look around. Especially, we don't talk about chapter 4, so a huge amount of audio tapes, all VHSs, because even though they're just audio, they're shown as VHS format for some reason. But yeah. Oh yeah, also Mommy Longlegs, yeah. I mean, yeah, I like her. No, I think it's just meh. I don't really like her. I just don't find it that appealing. Her character, I don't find her character that appealing. And yeah, I mean, I think chapter 2, generally speaking, it was decent. Again, I think the big attractions being the mini games. I think the only one I end up I end up being Power Pillar. I know I struggled with that one, but it's because I didn't. I got confused with the what was allowed to be moving. Like it was allowed to be used. It was allowed to move with the using the hands, balancing to the hoops or not, because that'll be confusing at some point. But the one that I find it the better one, the well, Simon says I like the twist that it just begins to add other colors and then later symbols. I like that twist. And the Huggy Wuggy, it was very dark, so I had to increase the brightness. And I mean, it's just whack-a-mole, but with Huggies and 360 wax and Huggies. Not really too much to say on that part, to be honest. But yeah, I wouldn't say that was the point where I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. It was an okay, whatever chapter, in my opinion. But one thing that really confused me, which I mean, it will really get confusing after chapter 2. And it's like how, at one point, Poppy is like, did you kill her? Referring to Mommy Longlegs. Good. But like with a very serious tone, and then when you were about to leave the whatever the place it is, the factory, Kissy once again, no Kissy no, Poppy once again talking with a serious tone that I cannot let you leave, and something like that. Do they never bring that weird tone of voice again? In the later chapters, I forgot. Well, too late.
4, 1, 3.
I don't know. I guess you just wanted to be evil for a little bit. I guess.
Now, close the hatch. Reset the crank.
But yeah, I think chapter 2 did a decent job expanding on the gameplay part, expanding more the things you can do with the hands. I think they went more with the idea of with interactive environment, you know, physics, interacting with objects, balancing on stuff. I think we'll be able to do a Why is lagging so badly? Okay, my game was lagging for some reason, but yeah, I wish they would expand more on that, but they didn't. In terms of story, I mean, I feel like they were still finding their footing. Like, they still wasn't sure how to do or how to tell a story yet, or what exactly they wanted to do, which they're doing now with Chapter 3, which is undoubtedly the best chapter by far. Well, I don't have any performance issues with that game. I think it's definitely the best of all chapters by far. Again, I'm not really someone who gets as booked with these games, but I do have to admit that it is noticeable. Like they did really try to take horror a lot more serious with this. Not only with the horror, by the way, also with the story of the game, with characters. I've been trying to give some clues about the protagonist. Oh my god. They really wanted to try a lot more with chapter 3 and ended up doing mostly a good job. There are still some issues. They still have the notes in, well actually the Lord's VHSs weren't that much trouble actually. They were very easy to find. There were some hidden though. But overall, it feels like you got a better understanding of the story. I feel like they actually wanted you to get you into the story, which I appreciated. I don't even know if I got the correct amount. Oh, I failed. Because again, ball tossing is what everything decides your fate.
Arnold. Hey, buddy. This
I'll
is
drink water
just
for a bit.
fast beer entertainment. How are you feeling?
Ah.
I just pulled up.
Perfect. Alright.
Good job.
But yeah, chapter 3 undoubtedly it's the best one. They really feel like they actually knew how exactly what exactly they wanted to do with the future of the game. Besides the nerfing physics and the mobility of the hands,
Well done.
I think the rest of the gameplay was very solid.
Is your masterpiece.
The puzzles were fun.
Do not
The
now get in there.
the new hands, being the portable hand that lets you jump to different platforms. Oh. Okay, that was a lot more sooner than I expected. Okay, chat, gonna be right back. I need to... I need to... Basically, we ran out of gas yesterday, so yeah. I need to attend them, so I'll be right back. Alright, chat, I am back after having to change gas. Now we can cook and take hot showers again, because actually yesterday I ended up I was taking a shower. Why are you not seeing the? I was taking a shower and it was releasing. It was like the first 3 minutes hot water, and then it all went out. But anyways, we're gonna continue with speedruns. And so yeah, I remember talking about chapter 5 and
Arnold.
yeah.
Hey, buddy. This is dispatch.
Yeah, it is that only the good things about the hands, like the movement and the physics objects, were left behind, almost left behind in chapter 3.
I just pulled up.
It became more scripted. Actually, there was no hand balance. Well, no, yes, there was some hand grabbing towards the ceiling, but it wasn't too much press, and it was only to get vertically to the top, and that's it.
Okay.
Not balancing, not able to go to left or right.
Access the building.
It was very scripted, basically, which is a shame. I really,
Good job. Well done.
I mean, I mentioned it, but I really like the other one. But
Is your master key
not the worst thing ever.
facility. Do not lose it.
We got new hands and also the capability to switch hands and even send our hands further to the distance. But I think the hands, I like the hands in terms of like the purple hand, for example. I like it. I thought to say since it wasn't really used that much for decisive few parkour movements. Not a hand I will really miss, but I do like the design. The flare gun, I mean, it's not a bad addition, but my problem with the flare gun is that you're shooting fireballs to stuffed animals. Why they're not burning birds when you're shooting them? You know, you can easily defeat Catnap by just shooting these thingies towards them, and that's it. They're mostly they are very flammable. But I really hated that they just didn't do nothing else with it.
This client tour will show you just what I'm capable of. Get ready to be amazed. Don't forget, every one of my creations are available for purchase or lease.
But on overall, that's the gameplay. I like the puzzles. I think they were well, I wouldn't say they're the best on the entire franchise, but I do like it. I do like how concentrated they are. Like they really serve as a break before doing something else in the chapter, which I think is where chapter 5. 4 not much, but chapter 5 really fails a lot. Where the puzzles that were given to us were mainly like breaks in between sequences. And not just the thing that you will be doing most of the game. There's still a lot though, but at least they're way better spread. But what I think... But definitely chapter 3 does have a better ambience, like the visuals are way better than the past two chapters. They really increase the quality, the visual quality of the game, which I do appreciate it. I really like the hub. Yeah, speaking, I like Playker itself. I don't like I like Playker. Like it's the place where it's supposed to be a safe haven, haha, for children. But where you have the schools, you have the dorms, you have a place to play. I think what's the name? Play place? Play place? I forgot the name. Also, you have a toy store, which for some reason it was not accessible, and even a counselor room. Like, I like that shit. I really like that shit. I don't know why it has to be underground, but hey, I liked it. It was good. Also, Catnap. Catnap might not be the best character outside, but it makes I think it makes sense why other people like it so much, because he does really feel like a real threat, like, and it does feel like they actually inspired. They were inspired to make a threat that it actually tries to kill you. Well, tries to kill you, like, yeah, but you're doing, but the cat could kill you countless times and he didn't do it. That's fair. But you know why I don't mind too much? It's because Catnap is a cat, and cats likes to play with their prey. You know how I mentioned in the hallucination section, which also a big part, how you could hear the Catnap purring. Like, why cats are purring? I don't know. Like, they only purr when they like feel comfy. Not really. That's one, but not necessarily has to be always because they feel like comfy and all nice, cute. And tend to purr also when they're hunting, which is what I liked. Like, I like that Catnap was pretty much being like a real cat, toy with you, prey to you the entire chapter. Which is even funny considering that these are supposed to be children who we know that they got brainwashed to be acting like their characters, or what they're inspired, or what they're supposed to be. So that kid got brainwashed to hunt like to be like an actual cat
And with some luck, you can deactivate the
that can talk in a very spooky voice for some reason.
I can just smell that $25 gift certificate, can't you? You need to reach Murray's.
But yeah, it doesn't really feel like they really felt like, yeah, now we know what to do with this. Oh, elephant green screen effect. But they really feel like they knew what to do with this. And I think that's the reason why I really enjoyed Chapter 3. They establish a lot more for what was supposed to be coming, more than later. They have a natural direction with horror. I mean, I'm not scared. I find it terrifying, but hey, it's fine. Again, that's just me. In gameplay, while disappointed that they moved away from the physics, I still enjoy it. I still find it fun to play I still find the enjoyable to play the game, the puzzles, the gameplay mechanics overall. Like yeah, like definitely Chapter 3. That was a great job. And also the lore, not being too much notes. Like they pretty much want you to enjoy the lore while playing the game and not having to always go out of the way to find other pieces, which I kinda end up doing that, but not that much. Like a lot of things were pretty much next to the TVs, to the VHS players, so that's a good thing. So that's it. I ended up learning too that I didn't saw. There was like one hidden that you could only get it if you crouched to somewhere. Another that only if you open a glass, I think. I ended up learning that because of a viewer, and one of them actually had the mention of the doctor of the Chapter 4. I don't like. I like that. I like when they establish you something that may be important later. Like Dr. Sawyer. Okay. Choose a random ass doctor. No, actually he's a villain of the next chapter. What? Like that's a shit I like. I get that they don't want to reveal every character they have planned, if some of them were even planned to begin with, because they don't want people to learn about these characters yet, or they don't want to think that it's gonna be important characters. But it's something that it becomes more of a problem the more chapter releases. Like, through the releases that you have Mommy Longlegs, like, doesn't really feel disconnected because you only feel like you only seen one part of the factory. So it doesn't really feel like, oh, there's nothing about Mommy Longlegs, but okay. You know, we're just at the beginning, we can see more of this later. But of course, then you get to Chapter 3, which you have these mining creatures, which were supposed to be like a successful brand of toys, but it somehow feels like it fits. Weirdly enough. But then you get to Chapter 4 and you have the Nightmare Smiling Creatures. The Yardapi. Dolly the Doll Man. That's the other guy, the Pianosaurus. I got a fucking bug. I feel like I'm getting a lot more lately. Like, there used to be days where I could do a lot of runs and not feel like, oh, I'm going to suffer. That's happened the wrong game. Wait, hold up. I want to wait. Mimic. I want to speedrun. Wait, hold up. There. But yeah, what's the other game? Now the other thing, fuck. But then you have the lily braids, the other animals, The Animals, I think was the name. They were supposed to be cancelled line of toys, so it's more believable that they they became
This is dispatch with Fazbear Entertainment.
more like, you know, it's more, it makes more sense that you're encountering them, but like the Lily and the Pirate Fox and the other the Lumbo Fungus guy, Chum
Good job.
Pinks. I forgot. I think just call her Chums, but like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense too much.
Never tell the truth.
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to get in?
To access the building, you've been provided with a
So yeah, I crafting. So yeah, it does get a little more absurd with the more toys they add. That you're supposed to believe that, oh yeah, they are supposed to be
lose it.
part of the family from the beginning, which is funny because they have like a lot of murals, a lot of established toys since chapter 1,
Over and out.
but they still decided to add new toys other way because why not? But yeah, it is kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie, it does get a little annoying. It's not very annoying. But yeah, and chapter. But yeah, probably chapter 3 will be like the last chapter where you will feel like it kinda makes sense that more toys exist.
Potential buyers to Edwin Murray's Costume Manor,
Because
leading powerhouse in
again, it
costume
just kinda feels like the
design
toys that are there just for focus on that chapter. Yeah, chapter 2 has Mommy Longlegs, chapter 4, so it doesn't feel. It's only like a new just one new addition.
Get ready to be amazed.
And then chapter 3 you have the whole line of spelling creatures, which it is still like, even though there's a lot, it's like, okay, just a line of toys where everyone follows the same design language. It's like, okay, not the worst thing, but it's gonna get there. And then you have chapter 4, they add you the Doyman, the Tyrannosaurus, the Reader's Nightmares, and whatever the other one you're gonna be, and yeah, it doesn't really help. But overall, chapter 3 it is kinda passable. And not only that, but also but also hey, my throat. But yeah, also yeah, chases. Yeah, chapter 2 chase. I think it was broken for me, so I never fully played it in intended way. So it wasn't a hard chase. So but they tried to replicate a lot of the chapter 1 chase. I think they did a decent job. I think. But for chapter... Chapter 3 only had like one chase, which is the Dog Day chase. But it was a pretty straightforward one. Not too complicated, so it doesn't really have too much to add. Probably the only frustrating part is the beginning, which you don't know where to go if you're moving too fast. I in a million years will never thought that it will be the part will be by the floor breaking, because it takes a little while to start, and if you go all the way to the edge, you don't even want it to going to fall, because and they really consider that for some reason. But yeah, I mean, like yes, there's not really actual chases. Like there is one that got that. That only lasts a very few seconds, because then you get into his boss fight. So it's like, is there an actual one? But yeah, not a big complaint though. I don't mind that. But yeah, chapter 4 to me. Sorry, chapter 3 is undoubtedly the best. They really. I know that this chapter is getting delayed, so it does feel like those delays were needed to make this chapter a good one, and more refined, with better storytelling, and well, not really better, but at least the story being shown a lot more better, with a little more detail, a little more things to look forward. Which, to be honest,
Testing.
I got excited to play.
Quick.
Well,
So-
not much, but I got a little bit excited to see that. Okay, so they're locked in, so maybe they want to do something good with it and not fall into the same trap that FNaF has fallen, and other franchises too, with stories with big lore, with the big deep lore. And then chapter 4 happens, which I kinda knew that chapter 4 isn't that good. Which I was like, I hope it's because there's some reasons, good reasons to dislike it, or these reasons won't be pushing me not being interested to this game. And well, it did help. Chapter 4 is, I think, is the worst, which is a shame because you come to play for the best chapter to the worst chapter. And funny enough, chapter 4 is not necessarily bad because everything that they do is bad, but because they just added too much. That there's too much of everything to the that there's no space to breathe. Like the amount of notes and VHSs that I found in FNaF 4 in chapter 4 were so they were a lot. Like the characters, they tried everyone to get a screen time, but they just couldn't spread to everybody. Like Yarnaby, I mean, it's just a creatura who main purpose is just to haunt you. His section was kinda hard, but I like it overall. Chapter no, the doctor. The doctor. What was he says doing? Like, yeah, he's supposed to be like the big villain of the chapter 4, but he really does nothing. Like, yeah, he's jumping, yeah, he has a good aura and shit, okay, but he's so easy to get killed. You fight against him, it's just, yeah, just run away from the bots and not try to, and just don't get killed. Like, the Doctor doesn't really feels like a threat. He tries to be a threat, and I like that he lets your right hand unutilized for a good chunk. Well, not really a good chunk of the game, but for a lot of the game. I like what is the other one I like? I like where you try to, I like the part where you wanted to balance into something, but then he electrifies it, so you fell down. Like, I like that. Like, he has some moments. I also the part where he froze your hands so you cannot move it. you cannot use your blue hand, but you find another one and you grab it with your left hand to use it as a no, as your right, you use your right hand to use it like your left blue hand. Sorry, I have this thing that I get confused for things that are so easy to understand, or not, or so hard to get confused. But fortunately for me, it is. What's the new thing again? I got it again? Really? Oh my god. 2 times in a row. Wow. That's impressive. Ugh. No, but I feel like my throat is getting dried a lot more quicker than usual. It's not like it's hot, but it's cold. Actually, it's kind of hot right now. But yeah, I feel like my throat gets dry a lot more quicker than before.
Arnold. Hey, buddy. This is Dispatch with Fazbear Entertainment.
I don't not streaming for that long lately because I feel like if I keep streaming for very long,
I just hold up.
yeah, I'll have to take a good rest in my vocals and I'm able to stream 4 days. I like to do long streams if the opportunity is present or it is a good thing to stream it for hours.
To access the building, you've been
But right now it
provided with
isn't.
the EduTheVODS.
Well, I know it's not possible. Right now I don't think it's possible because
Good job.
again I don't feel like I can speak too much lately.
Driver is your master key to the MCM.
We have to
Do not
check this to a
lose it.
doc in
Now
case
get in
that
there and retrieve our
I actually need.
Over
Because
and
you know
out.
might actually be boring. Yeah. But yeah, chapter 4. Yeah. You know, Doctor just you know how there was part that you like okay, so to be able to leave the room, you have to kill this criatura. Because if you don't, you're going to die, and you wanna be this type of person. It's like, dude, bro, I've killed a teacher, that was also that also used to be a teacher,
Welcome, potential buyers, to Edwin Murray's costume
which now is a teacher, but a
Leading
toy
powerhouse
teacher
in
instead.
entertainment and carnival game technology.
Kinda almost killed Catnap, to be fair. It was the prototype who did the final blow.
For your carnival, amusement,
Um,
midway, or fun
I
fair.
put Mommy Longlegs on a meat grinder. It's not meat grinder, but
Get ready to be
I'm just gonna
amazed.
call it meat grinder.
Don't forget, every one of my creations are available for purchase
Like,
or lease.
why does it have to be bad? Feel bad about killing a toy, a random ass toy. I mean, yes, I know it's a child who want to turn into toy, but why should I care about it now?
It's a one-of-a-kind fantasy workshop where you'll
And later in the chapter, I kill Toei, even though it's not what you wanted. Like, you end up doing it because you don't really feel like the character feels bad about it. So yeah, the talk pretty much will be a disappointment, and I think the reason why he ended up returning for chapter 5, well, as a teaser for chapter 6, is because the people's disappointment towards the Doctor. Like, I don't see how or why will he return besides for without having to make a weird thing like, oh yeah, he had a backup brain. No, like, just there's an AI version of him. And and in terms of gameplay, it is pretty much the same. You should use the same hands for chapter 3. With well, with the green hand not being with you anymore because I got stuck on Catnap, and Captain of course was taken by the prototype. So, Mao. The prototype. Well, sorry. Well, I mean, the prototype has to start he starts to have a little more presence in this chapter because he's actually close. Why I don't do that? He's pretty much next to you, moving around. You ever get to see? You ever got to see Wonky or walking in front of you while staying hidden? Which fun fact, I was being told that that's not actually a model. It was actually a video playing on, like a video play texture playing on the wall. Which I think that's pretty cool. I don't see the reason why to hide too much the design of the prototype though. More on that later. But hey, I like how if they wanted to keep it hidden, then that was a pretty cool way of doing it. I didn't know that. Pretty cool. Ah, yeah, I closed this by accident. Okay. Sure, let's lose some more time. But yeah, I did enjoy no, sorry, what am I saying again? Yeah, oh, it's a shorter one. Oh, thank God. I got so annoying. I got so tired getting the same one. Also, the Doorman. The character that got the most things to show. The best character, pretty much, of the entire chapter.
Check. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
But
That was quick.
yeah, overall, well, the new additions were like okay. And something that is just a common theme in Bobby playtime is every new character that gets introduced pretty much dies. The Huggy Wuggy, okay, just pretty much the only threat. So okay, he dies for chapter. Okay, whatever. Well, he didn't die. He actually didn't die, but okay. I don't mind this one. Mummy Longlegs. Okay. Catnap. Okay, bye. Dr. Jardaby, and even Dowie. Okay, we're just killing every new character we beat, really. Oh well, everyone who is a threat. It's only chapter 5. Chapter 5 I think only Lily dies, which is still new character, so it counts. But also Huggy and Kissy end up dying. So okay. I guess it's not all with new characters. But yeah, it is very common. Like it's a common thing this game that every new big villain, usually the big ones, or get killed. And in terms of gameplay, chapter 4 scenes. I mean, I kinda got sad that they removed a lot of the things that made chapter 3 good. And also nerfing the physics more. But only just making boxes have physics. But to be honest, that's not even the worst part, in my opinion. Why is it lagging? The worst part of the Poppy playtime to me, in my opinion, it's how like it does feel like they went into a new mechanics with this one, but there really wasn't any new mechanics. Like I think you kind of, in some ways, you kind of return by doing chapter 2 things with some extra stuff, like moving levers to move air, or gas, or other, or to grab some items to do some puzzles, to put it in some places. There were still the battery puzzles and the connect things, like connect your hand with cable or with electric poles to get more energy. But nothing that makes make the use of hands special weren't there. Later in the episode, you get the Omni Hand, which it is just a fancy version of your normal red hand, which are still in this chapter, by the way. Which from that hand it turns into the Omni Hand. Which yeah. In my personal opinion, oh hell yeah. So yeah, but it does make you lose some of the important parts of the uniqueness of these hands, because of you wanting to do more simple puzzles, which yeah, I don't really liking it. And so they focus a lot more into the combat part, be having the flares and not the creatures not instantly killing you unless they're like the big ones. The bosses, you could say. Well, it's really a doctor. A doctor, you don't easily die. But yeah, like the little creatures just to kill you, the most violent creatures, including nightmares and huggies. Which huggies have the funny monkey animations of low frame rate. It looks so funny. I don't know what the hell happened there. But they instantly kill you. There's like a lot of moments where you have to survive their attacks, but I don't know which of the games, well, it doesn't look bad, but I feel like in terms of art style, like, since they have to go with a more serious, like the darker stuff is still present, if not even darker. Like you literally find corpses in the game, but it doesn't really feel like the art style. Like, it feels not generic, but you know, what makes Puppy distinguishable from other games. It's gone in this one. They tried to preserve it in a lot of parts, but they felt a lot to keep keeping it. But yeah, overall, what it is in terms of the combat part of the game, which I don't know if you can consider combat really. Not the worst part, but you know, I don't feel bad that we lost the flare hand in chapter 5. I don't really want. I really wanted that to have more presence in each chapter in chapter 5. I'm glad there was nothing close to a replacement. I guess a flashlight for the animals, but it's not like really in combat, so I'm completely fine with it. And also the story, yeah, so I mentioned before, there's way more VHSs and way more notes in this chapter than before, which, yeah, it is inevitable that you're gonna miss a lot of details and lore. You know, I ended up doing one puzzle of we have to find the correct logo to open a door. Someone told me that they didn't know about that, and apparently it's very common that people miss that one because there are really a lot of people who are looking into getting into that room, or they thought it's just an extra room and there's nothing important. Those logos that are around these rooms, that they thought it was grabbable or has something important. And like again, there's a lot of VHSs in this game, and it's annoying. Oh yeah, the Hour of the Joy, yeah, I really like the Hour of the Joy thing for chapter 3. Like how this event was what marked the end of the experiments, and how, oh well, a big portion or big reason of why things end up how they will be left, and also like you have an actual objective, saving the orphans. I have my doubts that they're gonna be still alive, or they will be used for some dark thing. Now we know that they're all dead. Probably. Maybe the prototype is lying, but maybe.
Great. Input the following code using the buttons.
But you know, maybe
3, 4.
they'll still around or being used for a certain purpose. But now we know they're all dead, so
Now,
and
close the hatch.
I don't know what's this our next objective, but okay. But besides killing the prototype. But
Turn on the power and you are done.
yeah, chapter 4. there's a lot of tapes, a lot of lore, and it doesn't feel like, I mean, not like they were hard to find, the VHSs, but a lot of them feel like they should be one, like for example Dois. Well, it wouldn't be hard to figure it out what Dois one again. Well, the problem with VHS is not that they are hard to find or you won't be able to get the lore, sort of. Because again, there's too much information. But how much of it will actually matter or it's gonna be retained? Like a lot of the tapes, the VHSs, notes that I found, I don't really remember them. They just ended so quickly. I remember the chapter 3 because there were like only 3. Maybe there were more, but the 3 that were in the school was everything about the same topic, the teacher and Mr. Light. It was so easy to get, so easy to understand. Ironically, the VHS are the one I remember the most. I remember like the one, the adoption, the one the prototype because he was very curious. The one in the end, pretty much. All the yaoi one. Like yeah, I don't remember too much about the lore, the chapters. Chapter 4. Another 5, but we're not there yet. They just try you too much information, like they... Oh my god, I did not this one yet. Oh my god. I need to save that as quick as possible. Yeah, they try to do so much in this chapter, and I think it'll be worse. They want to show to tell so much, but they'll be going for the wars. It's a shame because again, I think free play titles have a lot of potential for lore and to tell a good story, but since I don't have too much time to restart, I'm just gonna do this one. I'm just gonna redo this again. Me and my stupid mind. I really consider to start speedrunning in another category because I cannot. Like I'm still failing at this. Well, speedrun another game, you know, maybe I can use a puppy playtime to play speedrun, you know? Nah, I don't know. But yeah, I do feel like chapter 4, they're really trying to do so much in lore. It check out with everything that it raises the question what happened. But ironically, it didn't feel that chapter, even though I think is the worst, it doesn't really feel like they were exactly going out of the play. Like in some ways, it kind of feel like not know what they're doing, but they kind of feel they're still following the path that they established. Which, yeah, for chapter 5, definitely that won't be the case anymore. At least it feels that way. And actually, it is that way because of later Q&As. I will talk more about it later. But yeah, I thought the boss really gets snowy. Like, the reason why they exist is kind of stupid. Like, one of the personages starts to blame you over everything. I get that it's the heat of the moment because of what happened in the safe haven, but I don't know. It's being your fault, screaming to you. It doesn't really help. The puppy blaming you for killing him. Like, girl, what do you want me to do? Die? A huge muscle toe just trying to kill me in a weird reptile form. I know he's already in a boss fight. It is kinda. I don't like how it looks. Not only I don't like how it looks. It is This ugly. I'm sorry. It's already ugly. It's too big. We're going to move to one machine to another. But yeah, let's talk about the Katan boss fight. Katan boss fight. It was pretty much like playing FNaF. Because it was a defensive place, and you had like different mechanics, different ways to defend yourself. And like you're using all the things you gain on the game, like all your hands to survive. I like that. I don't really like it because it feels like it was too much. But no, it'll be really good. I don't like it. I think the problem is that the speed that you change hands is very slow. So sometimes just one mistake can be very annoying. And if you switch to wrong hand also, yeah, it really does not help. But not the worst thing. Yeah, there's the way boss fight. No, it wasn't bad, but I didn't like that the map was too big for the boss fight, and the way it exists, generally speaking, I would prefer. Like, I think most people would be happy if there was, if I say like a, I think people would prefer more to have a proper doctor boss fight instead of whatever was that boss fight, if you can even call it boss fight, over a having the bad one in the way we got. Again, it's not really bad, but I don't know, it shouldn't have been the final boss. Especially because, again, the reason why it exists because one of these people who's inside that massive dough starts to blame you for everything. There's at least more than that. But yeah, I think that chapter 4, it's not... Yeah, it does a lot of... tries to do a lot of things, but it really fails a lot in the process. And there was too much. And not everything has its time to flex or take into consideration, or to let people let you know, let it sink on their minds. Those chase scenes, oh my god. This part just I'm gonna do other things while I stream another half an hour. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on speedrun because why not? I'm definitely gonna be, I won't be keeping time anymore. No point. But I'm definitely chapter. Yeah, there's JC. It's chapter 4. Really felt like no, they didn't focus too much on the JCs again. There were 2. There was one in the after having your last encounter with Jonaby. I mean, it's not a hard like ignore the lag I had to try to do that one. Like in terms of chasing, it was whatever. Because literally just run a straight line. You have to take a few turns and you have to grab the thingy to hang yourself and not kill, and not die. That's not wrong, but I don't have another way to phrase it in English because I'm a Spanish speaker. And yeah, he just dies, and that's it. The only one is just like to set up the battle. Not really hard as well, so yeah. Again? She really likes to have too much of this part and take forever to talk. But yeah, in terms of chapter 4, like mechanics, I think it was the worst by far. But not like in terms of battles, puzzles. I mean, not that they were necessarily hard, but again, there are some good parts. Again, the Yarnaby sections, I liked it a lot. And yeah, I think But like the most, not like the rest were bad. It's just like okay, some puzzles and stuff. I like how they still level down in the horror aspect. I mean, again, not that I was scared, but okay. But yeah, it was noticeable that it needed some polish. Not in terms of performance, because again, my PC not exactly good for this kind of stuff. For that type of games. But in terms of like animations or some environments, they didn't feel too good in my opinion. The same quality as past chapters, or even chapter 3. I mean, chapter 4 too had better quality in my opinion. But chapter 4, I felt like it was a drop. And I think that's because they started to develop each chapter now, going from, well, I don't know if there was an exact timeline defined for it, but they're going now for yearly releases, which I don't like that, I'm gonna lie. And how not to forget chapter 5, because yes, chapter 5. Yeah, I don't like it. I actually find it kind of disappointing. Not only because it wasn't the end. It wasn't the last chapter, but a lot of those chapters, nothing really happens until the end. Like you start with the Huggy chase, I like it. Kinda stupid to put a chase sequence at the beginning, but okay. I don't mind that. I end up enjoying it. And you lose all the hands that you have, which, by the way, there was during chapter 4, there was a whole thing with the Omni hand, so then lose it, losing it. So it's like okay, I guess that hand doesn't really matter, I guess. But you lose all your hands you obtain, and the beginning of the game starts by not having hands, so you're like exploring a dark place where you have to not get caught by the animals. And use light that you have to turn to defense. So you get like a, not a lantern, but it functions basically act as a lantern and also like a UV light. I called it black light last time, but no, it's UV light. To find clues. You can see with normal lighting, which that's cool. Not be used as much as I thought it would be, but later you get a new grab bag, which is pretty much your grab bag from chapter 1. And yeah, from there it becomes... So from there the grab bag becomes a... But from there you get the 2 new hands, and the first one is pressure hand, which I like it actually. Another hand I wish it would got more better use, but I don't like it a lot in design. Also what is basically a reskin of the green hand, but also you can carry a ice and a cold hand and or a hot hand. I actually like it a lot. That one ended up being less used, which was a shame. Especially because it has this cool thing where, okay. Oh, finally. They had this cool thing where...
I could see it. This is better than ice cream.
Vete a la mierda. And having this cool thing where the hand can do... Which with the hand you're able to do... I want to wait again. Fine. But yeah, it had this cool thing where with the hand you could just pretty much that one I want to try later, but you'll see later. Where you can combine the normal hand with pressure hand and the cold hand to break things. It wasn't used that much. And yeah, in terms of gameplay, there was mainly puzzles. Like you could like the first half of the game and a lot of the second half is puzzles. Like if there's a story, you will get barely nothing. Like there's this whole you meet the Foxy character, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta save you. Hey, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher, but instead of the Hay Harbor, you're the Bay Harbor. You are Playtime's Harbor or what is it? Playtime Butcher? Yeah. I cannot do this one. Okay, I'll just do this. The Playtime Butcher, which actually wasn't this one. Well, it's whatever. It's fun is using this stream to just yap about Poppy Playtime, but yeah, puzzles. There was mainly puzzles, which most of them weren't hard. Actually, some of them had weird things, but most of them are just like, okay, not the hardest puzzles to do. They're like, okay, whatever, puzzles. So, it ended up being that fun. Like the problem with the thing with these puzzles, then in the other chapters, is that they're more like a medium.
Are my favorite. I enjoy time with my family. Fun.
Oh yeah, I'm not in the incredible bits mode, so I cannot do that.
I am having so much fun.
So because of that, playing chapter 4. Can you grab it? Oh my god. Because of that, chapter 4... sorry, chapter 5... I have feeling saturated with puzzles. Which, I mean... here's the thing, it's not a bad thing, but the problem with this... is that since you have a lot more stuff to get... like, since there's not a lot of breaks between story and puzzles, then it does become quite annoying to... that most of the game is just puzzles. And when you expect to be progress with the story, and not being any progress with the story, that progress that could be focused on the story are just these moments where you meet where Foxy shows up. It's not Foxy, but again I forgot his name. But he like, oh my god, I'm not a hero, and something. Okay, bye. You end up fighting him every now and then you meet Chunks, which he cannot speak, and he's like, okay, your stomach can be used as a mouth, okay, sure.
No prize available.
So what's this one then?
Ready, set, go!
He's probably just playing this game casually. But yeah,
Clowns are funny.
you're funny.
Kids, take care of your teeth and stay in school.
My god, my throat. I'm so tired.
Oh, you should join the major leagues. Oh, you should join the major leagues. Oh, ouch.
Ouchies.
That's gonna hurt.
I didn't want this, oh my god. But yeah,
Clowns are funny. Kids, take care of your teeth and stay in school.
finally. Okay. So yeah, Bobby Poppy,
Please spin on the prize wheel.
not becoming that type of game that I
The prize wheel
just
takes
find
you
annoying
a
to play.
free spin.
It makes sense. I don't like it. And it became a little bit annoying to play because again, it was just puzzles after puzzles. The story progress was nothing. Again, the Foxy liked this so much that he's not a hero while doing nothing. Not like he does nothing. Like, yeah, he says from life at the beginning. I guess he helped Puppy to jump out of the train, but are these actions gonna make me be memorable of him? Like, oh my god, the like, you know, knowing that he did pretty much nothing the entire game. He does feel he repeating this line. I end up finding it more annoying than feel sad for him. And more frustrated to be with him, especially when he has a lot of the focus aim dialogue. Which end up wanting me not just to just kick his ass and run away, because holy fuck, he was being annoying. He was being annoying. Jesus Christ, I need to stop streaming soon. But I'm gonna stop after I do one thing. So I'm like, yeah, chapter 4. We know it's a bad chapter. Well, please, it's a bad chapter, but yeah, but talk about chapter 5. Chapter 5, even though it's at least better than chapter 4. The gameplay saves us a little bit, but again, the focus on story was so little. And while they still rely on using a lot of VHSs and, well, audio tapes. The VHS only were 3, we only got 2 out of 3. And notes to tell more of the story of the game, which most of them end up being hidden instead of being easy to show. You remember what I said earlier about the prototype's identity being Oli? Yeah, it helps. Doesn't help that much. So when I'm playing chapter 5, I feel like, okay, so you don't find the story beats scattered around, then you're just gonna be bad at the lore, or you're just gonna miss a lot of the story. Which ends up being very annoying. It's very annoying how a lot of important pieces that you can tell in the game, during the story of the game, it doesn't have a chance to be told, because the creators didn't just, they just thought that it wasn't worth it. Well, the creators, the devs, the Bob, they didn't consider that it was worth it to put it as part of the main story. Like, you know, this is the episode about the prototype. Why there wasn't too much information about the prototype besides his design? And then the section with Lily Praise, a lot of people actually like it. I ended up not liking it. Much was the highlight, because that's where everything happens. But that section was said to be kind of boring and tiring, because I'm like, oh my god. And then even more tiring because the game decides to throw you a the game decides that it is a good idea to throw you a fucking a stupid, annoying. Oh my god. I just was like having a disconnection because me thinking. But then the game has to throw you more gameplay after the Lily section, which is like, come on. Can we end this? It's really worth it to see more of this. Because honestly, I think not. think it's not worth it. And generally speaking, Lily's actually just there. Like, this is how it feels when I play Chapter 5. Chapter 5 feels like everything is just there. Like, besides a few things, like for example, Huggy things, anything that revolves around Huggy, and the prototype, everything was just there. Like, if you got you've got a lot of these areas of this game, or puzzles, and rooms, nothing really will change, especially since again most of the lore is just not only hidden, but also presented in a weird way because apparently there was a lot like science words in the way that new formulas and gimmicks, chemistry stuff, which again, if you're into it, you're gonna like it. You're probably gonna be happy with it. Like, oh my god, this is cool. But most people are not like too interested to it, or they don't have memories of their chemistry classes, so it's like, okay, could you just present the information a little more easier? And also, the main villain prototype doesn't really feel like a threat in this chapter. Like, yes, he's horror farming and everything, but my guy is just like, yeah, I killed a player after in a chase where where my purpose is to kill him. Just to after the player finishes the chase, I still end up killing the player out of the way. Again, that's in the prototype's perspective. But it feels very stupid. Okay, so the goo thing, the poppy goo. He just throws the player into a poppy goo canister. For what? And this is serious questions. For what? Like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was from there to the side. You know, grabbing to. Shit, I need to practice speedruns again if I'm gonna keep running this category. But yeah, it does really feel like a lot of the game it doesn't really feel like a lot of the game, what the game has, and to offer this chapter to be wasted because, again, they just, like, the reason why chapter 6 exists, it's either one, like, I feel like, you know, I think the reason why chapter 6 is because the devs were trying to add a lot more gameplay, like, they didn't notice that they focused too much on the gameplay, and a lot of lore being present takes that they noticed that, okay, we are close to the release date. We really haven't had anything. We are not ready. We haven't barely had any story or something that has a conclusion. So they had to reach to that point that, okay, we cannot finish this in this chapter. We have to extend this because if not, then we're gonna have nothing to tell. Because this is how it feels towards this chapter. And this is the thing where I wanna try something. So you're gonna see me dying here. Okay, only works with the suit then. Fair. But it doesn't really feel like this chapter, they really tried to I don't know, something little. It doesn't really feel like this chapter They just didn't know exactly what to continue because they wanted to extend more the story, so since they didn't want to finish everything yet, they decided that it was a good idea to pretty much extend the story by Can we go to bounce, please? They decided to extend the story by making it so how to say this, so mainly so they had to justify with the by adding a lot more gameplay and leaving the story on the side, even though that was a perfect chapter to tell more story. But no, like I don't know, I end up feeling more confusing over everything. Like why the doctor is alive, like why he has an AI backup. He was an AI all this time. The prototype feel like I'm sorry to say this, but the prototype feel like an imbecile for throwing me into the goo and making me leave again. Like what was his purpose? Because it really feels like a stupid movement. And it just doesn't really feel like. Why did this again? Then you have to crouch. You don't really feel like. My god, I forgot to do this. Don't really feel like they really have. They just didn't want to they just feel like they didn't want to end Poppy anytime soon, so they end up doing that, which I did it, but I failed. So they end up doing that. But I tried my best. So they end up doing that because they really have no idea. Or they really just don't want the puppy to end yet. And they probably just didn't want to continue the story anymore. They just didn't know where to continue the story. It does really feel that way. And because of it, I end up becoming tired at the end of the chapter, because like, okay, so there's really nothing to show, there's nothing to tell, besides from notes of lore. And it doesn't really make you feel like there are nothing to be excited over this chapter. And I just, at the end, of just feeling so frustrated at the end, because again, I just have no idea what's happening anymore. I played like 6 hours of this game, or even 7, just to get nothing, really, and it doesn't really feel like Chapter 5 has nothing to add besides the design of the prototype, and that, yeah, Poppy could die. The scientific stuff that most people probably missed or don't understand, including me. And yeah, the doctor. Like, it really feels like it was just a thing that was made last minute to expand, to add more story to the game. Because I really believe that they could just finish the story. It really feels like it should be a game that finishes its story on that chapter. They should be using all that they have to tell a story on the last chapter to finish everything, to end it all. But no, instead they just thought that it was a good idea to pretty much. Yeah, last chapter. Let's just finish. Let's just expand more. And it does become annoying. It does feel like they really just couldn't finish. They just didn't want to try to finish the story. Pretty much. And it's so funny because after the release of chapter 5, things got worse because first of all, my player did not like the chapter. Actually, I'll be honest, I thought I was being very rude towards chapter 5 to the point I have to entertain myself by doing stupid things like toying with the prototype. But then Markiplier was even more rude. Like he literally called chapter 5 a mess of a chapter. Which I agree. I ain't gonna lie. And but also he was being a little more rude towards before the chapter end, and his opinion was very, very like oof. 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 Like, yeah, poor Markiplier, but also true. Playing that chapter felt annoying. felt very annoying, and I just wanted it to end as well. Like I understand that a lot of people were not happy with his opinions, but also like, you know, a lot of us just wanted it to just, you know, I think after 5 chapters, I think it's valid to feel that way. And by the way, like, I'm someone who just played 4 chapters pretty much next to each other and have to wait only 1 week to play chapter 5. What me think wasn't as bad comparable to what a lot of people have to endure and wait. And yeah, I mean, 5 chapters and nothing really has happened. There are a lot more questions were left, and whatever they were trying to do with chapter 3 and onwards just poofs. It just poofs. Nothing else happened. And I don't know, I end up feeling tired at the end of chapter 5. I just wanted it to end. And I understand why Markiplier doesn't want to play chapter 6. He doesn't want to play Poppy Playtime anymore. I kinda feel this way as well. Depending on what they show, maybe I'll do it or not. What they have prepared, or what the people says about this chapter 6, but I just not. I'm just not interested. I can easily say that, yeah, I don't really feel interest in playing chapter 6. And also, there was a lot of interviews things, the Q&As that were releasing. Not only from creator of Poppy Playtime, which he stopped working on this since chapter 3 apparently. Well, not apparently. Which ended up affecting, like obviously not affecting, ended up affecting the development of chapter, of the future chapters. Like for example, things like, yeah, the prototype design. It was supposed to be a lot more closer to what the shrine that the cat lab ended up making. Also, yeah, it was intended to end in chapter 5. I don't know what stuff they ended up saying. But also one of the people who work on the like I think they have a Pop Entertainment, and they'll say that, yeah, we won't stop making chapters until we make one that is very good. And now, like, So, if making something that doesn't have an ending is a bad idea because, you know, I've been slandering Poppy Playtime. You know, I'll give justice, a little bit of justice to the fans. FNaF ended up taking this route as well, and it ended up not working too well. And sure, there's things planned in current FNaF lore, but most of these things have to be changed because of FNaF security breach. Security breach doesn't have the story. The little story that I had ended up not being the thing that they probably wanted to tell, so they had to course correct with Ruin, which we know that Ruin was supposed to be different, but But yeah. Overall, not that there's too much to do right now. I mean, there's another. I wish I could do another run, but I must leave soon. And also need to actually check something. Where's the yeah, okay, half an hour. So I'm gonna do another run. Not like I have energy for another run really. All runs bad. I may have to start checking another category. I cannot do this category anymore. I really tried, but I really need to do something else. Oh yeah, Miliestra now has voice chat. Maybe I have to do another Miliestra experience now. I think I need to do another Miliestra experience. We left enough time to let people cook. And with voice chat, it might be fun. It could be fun. So yeah, I don't know, I really wanted to get out of my mind about the Poppy Playtime thing, because it's like, yeah, I wanted to give a proper opportunity to this, but like maybe if I was an 11-year-old back in 2014, maybe I would be a little more interested. Maybe to the point that I would just be on it like how I am with FNaF. But that's not the case. 12 years late. Very, very late. But yeah, chat, tomorrow I think I'm gonna do Marca's quest. Depending on how I'm feeling. I'll be feeling again to replay Under the Yellow. I've been wanting to replay it since it's peak gaming. And I've also been thinking of replaying Secret of Mimic. I don't know, I like that game a lot. I've been feeling to doing it, and I could do it on stream. But I don't know if wait until the anniversary, which is June. We're just a few months far from it. And we'll see. We'll see. Also, there's other stuff to look for. Like there's still the refreshed Deuce Lock. I haven't done it yet. I still haven't even started the Nightmare mode of Into the Pit. I know I said I will do it, but I don't know, maybe it's a good time to take a break of speedruns and try more stuff. Definitely, I really want to do that. And before we get into another horror indie game like Bendy, which I think that's gonna be the next one. Then yeah, a little bit of FNaF, do some Undertale. I haven't done anything Undertale Deltarune in a while. No, we're gonna have Chapter 5 Deltarune this year. Like, Poppy Playtime, oh wow. So yeah, there's stuff to look forward. Probably chat, I'll leave it here now. I know this stream was mainly focused on Yappy. Not exactly intended, but but you know, I felt like I really needed to do it. I really felt I needed to do it. I haven't yapped in a while. So yeah, chat, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on my social media. Follow me here on Twitch. Subscribe to my YouTube channels. And speaking of Secret of the Mimic, gameplay of it. The first playthrough should be now released on videos on the main channel, so hop on it. And you know, if you're curious about my journey through Poppy Playtime, then well, not all VODs are uploaded now, but I think right now we're the 2 speedruns that I made last week before 2 days before the chapter release. Yeah, actually today we just got the the speedrun where I took a screenshot of Dolly T-posing. And I'm running out of thumbnails. I need to take screenshots of about pretty much everything now. I need at this point I have to make also renders of speedruns. But again, we'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye bye.